attacking or the idea of Kwasi. I think that is not true. That a country, the medical country, no, Namaba Brofo. And then you said they see on Metro TV, you know, a NPP for Nekoye. And now no pay police for investigation on my issue statement. And I think that many of you, the media people, have seen the police statement. And I will read the police statement to settle the matter. We will never do that. The NPP government and the NPP party will never do that. Until Mekan police statement, you know, with the Abanona, with the C police investigation incident on Metro TV premises. The Ghana Police Service has commenced an investigation into a recent that occurred at the premises of Metro TV in Accra this morning, Wednesday, 27th November 2024. Preliminary police investigation indicates that upon a request from the court, police officers accompanied a court bailiff in the company of the judgment creditor, Vodafone Business Ghana Limited, to execute a court order against Metro TV. Tibiniano, they see one already, Kasabe Breno, and yet Bokapa Tibia and orchestrating the police invasion at Metro TV. It's a purely business transaction, and I think that the police service have issued the statement. We want you to communicate to the Ghanaian people that we will never do that. We will never do that. It is not the NPP that orchestrated it. It's not the NPP government that orchestrated it. And I think these are all scheming by elements of the NDC to just create disaffection for the NPP and our winning candidate who's winning the elections next week. He's winning one touch. And these are all antics and tactics of some propaganda media personnel. We have partisan political elements in this country, so more opportunity, then they will not look for the facts, and then pure conjecture. So thank you all for coming.
Barring whatever implementation challenges it has been one of the major interventions in education in our country, and it is good for our people, and it has facilitated the education of some 5.7 million Ghanaian students. And I think that we should do everything we can in our power on December 2nd and 7th to ensure the preservation of this policy for our own children, for our siblings, our nephews and nieces to participate or benefit from this initiative. Bawumia again is a better choice for us Ghanaians than the alternative, because Bawumia will expand healthcare access by completing the Agenda 111 project, equipping and operationalizing them, and ensuring job satisfaction for all healthcare professionals. Bawumia is a better choice for us on December 7th and December 2nd and 7th, because Bawumia will be accountable to Ghanaians, because it has 8 years allowable under the 1992 Constitution to be president. Therefore, he will necessarily deliver on these promises, some of which I have read to you, in order to merit your gifting him of a second chance when the time comes. Unlike the alternative, who has only 4 years to go, and later on I'll tell you about his own assessment of being having 4 years and what you can do with 4 years. Bawumia again is a better option, and as I told you earlier, he's been described variously. One of such impactful and perhaps relevant description of him, which comes from people's experience of him, is that he is a thinker and a doer. And much of these ideas that we've spoken about, most of them are very new and incisive ideas. Just how we can be able to arrest the depreciation of the city and be able to bring down fuel costs in our country, and it comes up with this Gold for Oil initiative, which has helped in a limited period of time, which has helped to earn Ghana about $2.79 billion in foreign exchange to settle our obligations. That is incisive. And beyond that, I want to just let you know, Ghana, you have heard growing up, and if you go to Obuasi and many of the mining communities, we have been mining in this country for forever. But our own balance of gold, our gold reserve, was just about 9 tons when we started the gold purchase program by the Bank of Ghana. Can you imagine that? A gold mining company, a gold mining country. And all our reserve is 9 tons. About 8.7 tons was what we had to our name. But gold is a prized mineral. All we had was 8.9. By Dr. Bawumia's innovation and policy idea, we have started the Bank of Ghana Gold Purchase Program. Our reserve has incrementally gone up, and I think that with time, we'll probably become one of the countries in the sub-region with the highest gold reserve, and that will be good for our economy, that will be good for our currency, and that will be good for our collective prosperity. Dr. Bawumia, again, is good and better for Ghana because Bawumia's economic plan is designed to make the Ghanaian youth globally competitive through his focus on information technology, coding and programming, robotics, AI, and the Internet of Things. That is a future economy, and Bawumia's ideas will put the Ghanaian on the center stage and make us competitive. And one of the reasons for this is that the globe is trending that way. AI is taking over. If we make a mistake and elect the alternative, they have no idea, they don't believe in it. They don't believe in it, their ideas don't align with the trend of the globe. And as my deputy is just suggesting, you remember the kinds of things they are talking about. Small ball politics. They are saying things that will tickle your fantasy in the sense that not necessarily tickle in a positive way, but to make you angry, to incite you against a government that is trying to do the best. I submit to you that if indeed there were any reasons why I think that you should vote for the NDC, I'll tell you. Because ultimately, whatever good ideas they have, the implementation of it will help our country. But I can honestly tell you, this is no politics, this is not me trying to get you to vote for my candidate, the vice president, or our parliamentary candidates, but it's just plain truth. The NDC doesn't have it. They don't have it, honestly they don't. And you've been here, I've come here to tell you about their 24-hour economy. It's a great deception. Those who cannot keep the lights on for 12 hours say that they can give us 24-hour economy. It's a great deception. We shouldn't do that. The consequence of any election is enduring and in some cases generational. And we cannot afford to make this mistake. This is a pivotal moment for our country, and the decision we are going to make, we cannot take it personally, we cannot make it lightly, we should make it looking at the impact it would have on the future of our country and beyond. So I submit to you that Bawumia should be our choice. Bawumia means business, which means that he's better for Ghana. He would integrate the private sector into fiscal policy operations to deliver critical infrastructure, create meaningful jobs, and increase productivity. And most of us, we talk about roads, we talk about hospitals, talk about schools, and all of that. One of the ingenious ways Dr. Bawumia is proposing is that will include the private sector in the delivery of this infrastructure. And you know always, and you pay attention to the budget, when you look at government allocation for capital expenditure, they're often limited. How are you able to deliver all the infrastructure needs in any particular year with that limited amount of money? The one sure way to do it is to ensure that we engage in providing, in integrating the private sector to build these infrastructures, and they will leverage that for ensuring that we achieve the infrastructural deficits that are in our country and ensure our people are better off than they were before. Bawumia means jobs. Again, I told you about a 1 million youth project to train about youth in IT development skills and make them globally employable. There are many more reasons I can tell you why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is better than the alternative John Dramani Mahama of the NDC. Simply because across this country, there is a general consensus among people that the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has performed better in office than any Vice President in recent history. As stated earlier, Bawumia's initiative has led to Bawumia has initiated and implemented successfully about some 33 initiatives as Vice President, and I submit to you that as President, he will do exceedingly more than that. So, ladies and gentlemen of the media, I am sure, permit me to be a bit more pastoral at this point. I am sure you recall the parable of the bag of gold in Matthew 25, 14 through 30. I summarize for you: a master entrusted his wealth to 3 of his servants. He gives 5 bags to one, 2 bags of gold to another, and 1 bag of gold to the third. The first 2 servants doubled the gold and returned it to the master upon his return. The third servant went straight and buried the bag of gold in the field and returned it to the master when he arrived. You know the details in between. The master was pleased with the first 2 servants, but cast out the third servant into the darkness. Ladies and gentlemen, Bawumia is an example of the good and faithful biblical servant because he has served Ghana well and deserves commendation and reward. The master in verses 28 and 30 made the following declarations, and I quote: "So, take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have in an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them, and throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be whipping and gnashing of teeth." I didn't say this, this is the Bible. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is an example of the biblical wicked and lazy servant who did not live up to expectation in his 4 years as president of this republic. Ladies and gentlemen, like the master in Matthew 25, Ghanaians must vote on December 7th, or maybe let me go back a bit. Like the master, we voted in 2016 to cast out John Dramani Mahama because he had not met expectation. But somehow in 2020, he thought that the verdict on him in 2016 was a flash in the pan. So he came again in 2020, and we roundly confirmed that our decision was absolute and clear in 2016. So again, we voted him out. He thought himself he didn't understand. He went to the court, didn't have any evidence, and he was roundly rejected. A unanimous verdict against his bogus claim, the petition, the 2021 petition, election petition, was roundly rejected, just like the Ghanaians. Now, in 2024, he's going to try us again. He's trying us again. And with all humility, I entreat us all to give the NPP a landslide victory in a way to retire the former president permanently from politics. We must reject former President John Dramani Mahama because his 4 years as president brought untold hardship to Ghanaians. We slept in doomsday during those years. Businesses were destroyed. Youth employment broke world records, and growing and the growing economy he inherited was collapsing by the time he left office. Most revealing is the fact that former President John Dramani Mahama gave up when his mismanagement made life difficult and Ghanaians demonstrated to demand better economic management. He said no amount of demonstration, and I'm sure you remember this, he said no amount of demonstration will move him because he was a dead goat. Ladies and gentlemen, the balance of a leader's job is dealing with challenges. But from what we have seen from the former president, he has shown that he cannot deal with challenges. Therefore, on December 7, we must vote to show the former President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC that we, the people of Ghana, cannot afford the risk of electing a president who cannot respond to our needs in challenging times. The former president did not perform well. This is essentially a matter known to all of us, and it's evident in the vote in 2016 and 2020. Not perform well in office between 2013 and 2016. So he does not merit the reward, and given the scripture, we should not reward him. This is especially true when all he has is 4 years. And here's where I promised you I'll tell you about his own view about 4 years and what one can use it to do. He says 4 years is not enough to make a difference as a government. And so the question is, what has changed? The question is, what is it coming to you? The question is it now true that 4 years is enough to make a difference? Those are questions I know our former president cannot answer, which then goes to the heart of why we shouldn't vote for him, because he can't make any difference. He himself has said it, and it's a practical impossibility for him to do it. But rather, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has what it takes, has the allowable 8 years to be able to deliver in the first 4, give a good account of himself so we can give him another 4 years. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, voting for the former president, John Dramani Mahama, will amount to taking Ghana back, and you and I cannot afford to take Ghana backward when our peers in the sub-region are striving forward. We the people, as I just read to you in scripture, are the masters of Ghana's destiny. We've entrusted our powers in the former president before, and we are about to do so again with a choice between him and His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And the invitation is for you, based on his delivery in the first 4 years, and based on the scripture we have read, since he has not performed well, he deserves no reward. So on December 7th, your decision must reflect the wisdom of the parable we just read in the Bible, to reward the good and faithful servant of the people, being Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, with your votes, because he has shown the potential to do even better for Ghanaians as president. Finally, let me make the appeal to you as you vote on December 2nd, and most of us on December 7th, starting with the special voting. Please cast your ballot for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the NPP parliamentary candidates. That will be number 1 across all the ballots, in line with what you know to be true, what your expectations are. That when you give a piece of job to someone to do, those who do a good job, you will invite again. Those who do a poor job, you will not invite. The verdict is clear on the former president's performance, 4-year performance in office. This is not me saying it. You and I, we voted massively in unprecedented manner to send him home simply because he didn't perform. And I invite you that we don't reward him because he had failed us, he had not been a faithful, he has not been a good and faithful servant of the people of Ghana. So therefore, on December 7th, let's vote for the one who has been faithful has been good to Ghanaians. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should be your choice on December 7th or on December 2nd when you take the lead to vote in a special vote. Thank you very much for coming. Some afa abatwa eba em say duade ya you know dugo na eba be start ye na oma wo central kimani mu no ene asrafo eba best be di kan esan say December 7th mu no ubo eduma ambe aboa abatwa ehun sam enti eba say enu medi nkomo kane na aka tire say ko tuma ba no a montoma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia esan say no be boa Ghana echi e ma pini dada Dr. Mahmoud Dr. John Dramani Mahama no be boa Ghana Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be boa Ghana ese John Dramani Mahama oye ma pini dada na enumu no di kai ebobo nyoma bi eso ese yina yehwe so ase nyiraso na yede kwoto abam yewomu hanya Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so ba fa so no make sure say esikasem ene enuma sem Ghana abetie ginam prekope se dia anado danko kofado aban akra no efi COVID-19 say yiri nyina mu abebeduru dan o de hihye aba befa kwan bi so na wotumi esiesi na esikasem esi na rada mu prekope se dia tie before COVID-19 aba ye na wotumi esiesi no sa kwa no so yedi kan yedi mu edio aya obefa so a make sure say Ghana ye school komu ye ko school yesu ankrata ne sanu edwuma emu no de hyehyɛ bebre ko nkrata so aya makane brofo mu a no ebeboa Ghana papa ama ye ma ewie school se uwie TVET school bi a ono ankasa betumi esi ono ankasa astati aye ono ankasa ne edwuma na so nya sika kakra aye ya betumi astati edwuma ansa na edwuma betumi aye ya hwɛ no ahwɛ ebusia wode hyehyɛ aba titru baako code ne robotics ene AI ho nsɛm na me ka sɛ ene ewiase adane nyoma bebre a ye so we call internet of things ene phone betumi da nyoma bebre integrity applications ni nyoma wo bebre oko America mabu a kola etete Silicon Valley oko o shele pajamas ene wa mo ane nan ene o tip on e obewie at the end of the day no nyaska bebre eno na edibu phone so na ya download this application we your application we dey the Bobra Ghana but in kura ya Ghana phone call abetunya na yani tie process preset for the commissions on AI lab dia I'm saying it's now na say my own commission this beboa final educational policy no boa ama Ghana ene amaya aka no edi akonyaba na sensa oso awosa AI kan ko yimu na aboa ama Ghana yen kai chi na yen so etumi akoyi enti no sa kwan no so no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the NPP the share labor se be reform education and is TVET and make sure say Ghana ni bia then free data make sure say bia betumi akọ na Ghana ni bia so betumi enya edwuma aye na aboa ama busia eni aja and so what is share bi so aba ebeboa ama akuayo akoso ama akuaye ne bia small scale now expanding now big scale farming, commercial farming, ever possible Ghana. Yes, she said irrigation, very market tripa. Now, farming, and animal, use to assault this kind of then we make sure say investment of a bank, the mechanized approach and the one ama your accodim. Now on ya on the scam any finance any development bank of Ghana for any other financial institutions. I'm to be any share. The other bit is say assassin making sure say far above for so they are making sure say to me and done now aboa amano aba bebre na so mo aba faso share ba ko so ode ba no friend social development policies no e fan aba faso etu kebisi wo ade boa oni a edi dem and as omo a bia omanyini omo a skasem aye omo de no His Excellency Dr. Bawumia so ba ma ne ni akosa de no papa no amasika akom bebre se be ya ahoto ebeba magana ni bia so eni age ba papa mo a everyday rental assistance program no ye nua no mo a we university bia what aflawo baby and also free other region bi and wa ba kra na onye duma ye na ni rent advance minimum said yeah see how through this program no bet to gain assistance how when ya loan it be tia the rent na ba no na ko no training kitten said yeah be boa ama to me a share abratoase the other initiative Dr. Bawumia say ye talk about December 7th what the ban say betre apomudin ensemu and it's be investis kabebre our health sector na titru ni say Dr. His Excellency Anado Danko Kufa initiative and as a policy on their base NC 111 hospitals osine ni be kon pa 9 times so to me na hospitals no do no a edu stage a ahekura enjibia na commission bebre entino be say skabe ko they are making sure say hospitals bi na after take ma na boa ama yenye our district in Krasi no to me enya access to healthcare enti we dia so be na aboa ama Ghana fo nyina ho atoye na eba oni a eduma hospitals that pomden for pomden to my phone so making sure say for the incentives be brought scholarships so to that school na normally bi wo a ding concerning bia brain surgery brain surgeons ne omo kusua de akodu sample so no na taking more time enti ya bebre na entumi enya nkuwie science kasem ene emredo do amode be twen ya akowie sa level but His Excellency Dr. Bawumia so be president but making sure say we providing a lot of incentive in that direction now making sure say omo a wa kwanya wo open some person musua de ko bisa person bia esi omo kwan betumi support omo ma ko bisa person ma boa Ghana ama Ghana ba be ekra ama only a o establish han betumi aba Ghana aba spray ayahwe o Ghana no ya His Excellency Dr. Bawumia any bebre meant to me and can as make medical kind of profile also the beba and nyina ko wie say dano December 7 I kwa to aban any only akoto no Monday duare year no no be a person mo hweso akoto aban ana edi kan akedi na chiche mo nkete se be ya o koto aban na obe ka kai sa ni we ade ba kwa yesre ni se sa abatu a yakoi anya se me NDP ni aban ye kwakoto ese me NDC ni aban ye kwakoto no kan mo betu ga dwene sa but dwene kane say abatu a be kwakoto yi mfaso ben ene de bebrebe mfaso ben de bebrega na abatu a be kwakoto yi omo a every yemfa the two leading candidates NDC for the NPP for ne so ade mu ben omo de aba sa ni so ade mu no ya hwehwe mu akọ echire no ebe boy ya na say boy why dey ebe boy Ghana eche the young na ya say senior ya kire mu say Dr. Bawumia ede na ebe boy the kaka say no kure pa say NDC for woni so ade mu bia be Bawumia Ghana ko ni duma which ma ka che in that because maybe trade mo na America na ma be bu kete ma Ghana pese Ghana koso tenya sa ka mit America ni ma Ghana se Ghana be koso ti na ye wo obi a ene otu the way see also be so Ghana and this one di hunu pepe dika be ka kire mo say ene and I say recent, I think because of this week, and I met you say Britain English buying. I feel and more consider say I'm also be medical drone service. I'm going to be here so few but Ghana is starting medical drone service sometime 2018, 2019. And Ghana for any home first. So I don't know. I started the United NDC for say oh, that the Bible spy amount for a some NDC for kai. So, enti ebase ye magana ko eni mu a eni zifo e de ya group omo bia pa ko tra TV so aka nsem ya ka so ne we you say you na this say be ya wo be fu keke but wo fu wie na wo jo a condition na wo mu eni zifo em to be sisa the shaba ko say move from this fourth republic from 1992 basi na say 93 a by starting we should be see now NDC for impact on our economy. I don't know, say you can just recite it off your head. They have not impacted us so much. And at a critical time such as this, and as me yes say be a fool, and I say me pay way, and I say my tea way, and I say at the end of the day, at the end of the day, now be and you can Ghana be now for so can necessary constitute the basis of a vote on December 7. And here can say, you share ideas are Abba, ya bobo, one basi now manifestos, NDC, NPP, NPP manifesto, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Bishop, Ebe Boa Ghana, a chain, NDC for again. So, Yanto, Abba, Emma, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So say they share policy Omodiaba, so many Ghana Manakoswa, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and we didn't cry a chain, John Dramani Mahama. And yes, I can be Muse. Say a share, maybe I was a see economy. How if you are suffering in the economy, FM1, a day, how I bread, BPR or Biasa. One pound and this one, and then she share or the bass or best son, and my economy, Akoswa, I improve from the year you was in CR1. I bet what Magana, Jessica, some age now, so they one. The shark, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia policies, now ideas or the ban, I bet what. Wouldn't so idea can say flat tax, flat rate tax, an idea, I bet what ama tax buffer. Now I'm making sure, say, tax compliance may increases, tax compliance increases, and let's say, do now bet to me, I comply, let's say, scam, bet to me about buying food to me, the human assume Ghana for. You can't answer be say, Bawumia ever boa Ghana chain, John Dramani Mahama, because or no, the enemy papa, or can say, we CP. Let's say, Juma, Nakasa, ya boa free SHS, Amanaba, ya, what Ghana, and Ghana, color. We simply say, Obeboa ama free SHS at Tanaho Africa. Now, and yes, I'm going but all making sure, say, Obe Omesika Kumumo, say, Beya, to go now to be taking advantage. Now, Aboa Amaka. In him, the Papa John Dramani Mahama Casa Emuno, on pet free SHS, Yakunya, Sanko Panko Ye. One yet, yes, so grand, no, Jina touchline, Kasa. Monday advert so may free SHS na free SHS 419 mo penny ya me former MP e ka chere TV so kukudro so say free SHS 419 okay ya me o general secretary say see how ye fifikweti ono ya mo general secretary nti wo hwe sa di pay a o ti edwamu edanda nyoma so me wini power na o say free SHS 419 Nipa way obeye. So obeye anka wa opposu from the beginning. Ko bomu say adepa, ade adepa de enye ene de bedane ene say try adepa de adepa efritete. Ene ya adepa. Enti omo njindi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kwa ana obetumi abom ban. Na ya pomu din nsɛm nso so a me de baby and they say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say nduma pa SSS na do down ko fa do ahya ase no and they say we make sure say the hospitals we be see bebre aka ho a preko pay start say be see 111 o say sa project no oba be hwe man tentem so a etumi a complete but NDC for no eba o betwem sa no mo ye President Kufuor Eurojet hospitals about 9 of them on heritage. O man complete back ukra me no kasa ni man complete. Back ukra man complete. Here nearby they are complete 6 of them. 2 air ferry kan ho na sevia kan ho a enchebia o ma commission sevia na say on ba commission. 500 bed Afari hospital and 250 beds sevia hospital. Ko bibia e wo NDC for NTB complete. And it's all here. Now you have the agenda one way show on the council. Number 1, I don't know, or say 4 years not to find it. Into your bar, the guy asked her, say, your man of honeymoon. Into say, I'll call a baby down our bread. Into William. The mistake is Anwa. Quapatra, Dubai Kakra, have America Kakra, Adutono. We are about to spend about 6 months. As oh. Who was a minister, we better take another 6 months. Until now, first year, they call. Second year, I've been on trying to say, dear, so I don't know what started as oh, before saying, oh, dear, this is not the propaganda, sir, or yet, when you practical matter, yes, yeah, as some say. Now, the back also a woman, a very important, I see a candidate said. And His Excellency Mahama, a mistake no with there. Saturday, the contest to replace him will start. The party, because in his own copy, party for his own copy. Obia Etieno, party, betche say, Obia about pointing his minister Biano, or strategy, strategizing, I saw crime the first Abba. Crime was major Canada contesting, crime the first any amount for Akasa. Na me to me abe flag bearer of NDC. And ya fe no ba be enti sebeboa yentuma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no mo tena fi and resolve on leadership matter. So mo wie no mo do bi ba na Ghana for bu bedwo so na ya toba mana yentuma. But 4 years ye the map NDC for a transition one block of time and say na ya 2 year agreement. Like I said, so 4 years with the NDC. Now, you want to be here. You can't go out. I want to be here because 4 years ago, when you say a political cycle, they said the city. First year, when they appointed Nyama and Kofo. Second year, they are starting political cycles. Now, political parties are starting a building from the grassroots, police station, about constituency, almost a branch, about constituency, now about region, now about national. After they are called flag bearer. And in the first 2 years, or the better appointment named to Kwabibri. Second year, no, about political matter, party will be at now office. On now office, it is our 4 years we have Mr. the mind is for Ghana, ya told. Ya say a home crap portal. Enti, Yanshan so. Now, Dano, Yanko Trabama, Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, unfortunately, it's not ours to make, but we will urge the EC to do right by the media and by Ghanaians generally to ensure that there is extensive coverage of the elections. I am aware, I think they're limited to 8 media houses at the district level. If we can do more, why not? We believe that the more the merrier. And so that will not be our position if we were the managers of the EC's affairs. But unfortunately, we're not. I will urge them to take into account the media's plea to expand the numbers to ensure that Ghanaians have visibility and ensure that transparency will ensure people have confidence in the outcome and will also help in ensuring peace ultimately. Thank you.
Quick one. The majority has written to the Speaker to recall the House, but it doesn't appear